Hello, my name is Jennifer Skinner, and today I'm going to be discussing decimal division. I will also be showing how you can use decimal division for physical modeling, illustration, and a number sentence. The Common Core standard that will be addressed in this video is as follows. Add, subtract, multiply, and divide decimals to hundredths using concrete models or drawings and strategies based on place value, properties of operations, and/or the relationship between addition and subtraction. Relate the strategy to a written method and explain the reasoning used. First, we will write our problem as a number sentence. The problem is as follows. 2.1 divided by 0.05 or 2 1/10 divided by 5/100. Next, I want to illustrate how we can write this problem using long division. So our first step is to write out our number sentence, which is 2.1 divided by 0.05. Or we can read this problem as 2 1/10 divided by 5/100. Let's set up our problem as a long division problem to begin. So we set up our problem for long division by just crisscrossing our numbers. So we know that our problem will begin with our 5/100, and in the inside of our problem will be our 2 1/10. So next, we know that we can't divide, or we can't use the method of long division if we have a decimal on the outside of our problem. So we need to move our decimal 2 places in order to make it a whole number. But we can't just do that to the outside number. What we do to the outside number, we also have to do to the inside number. Therefore, we also move this 2 places, moving our decimal here. So let's rewrite our problem. So we will have, our new problem will be 5 divided by 210. We know we need to move our decimal place up because we moved it to the outside. So next, let's divide. We know that 5 does not go into 2, however, 5 goes into 21 4 times. 5 times 4 is 20. So we subtract 20. We have 1 left over. We bring our 0 down. We know that 5 can go into 10 2 times. We subtract. 5 times 2 is 10, and therefore we have a remainder of 0. Therefore, we know through the process of long division that 2.1 divided by 0.05 is equal to 42. Next, I want to demonstrate how we can use the process of physical modeling in order to solve the problem 2.1 divided by 0.05. So to begin with, I have 300 squares. And to first solve this problem using physical modeling, we must represent our whole, which is 2.1. So I will begin by coloring in the whole. There's our first hole. Here's our second hole. So we have 1, 2, and our number is 2.1, so we need 1/10 of this grid. So we will cover in 1/10 on this grid. And there we have represented our whole, 2 1/10, or 2.1. So we know that our problem is 2.1 divided by 0.05. Therefore, in order to solve this problem using a physical model, we need to figure out how many groups of 500ths are in this grid, or are in the 2/10. So we know each unit represents 1/100th. So we're dividing into groups of 500ths. Therefore, we would know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have one group of 100th. We're going to continue on doing this throughout our entire whole of 2 1/10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our second group, 3, 4. Third. It's our fourth group. Fifth group. Sixth group. Seventh group. Eighth group. Ninth group. Our 10th group. 11th group. 12th group. 13th group. 14th group. 15th group. 16th group. 17th group. 18th group. 19th group. And 20th group. So we know in one whole there are 20 groups of 500ths represented. Therefore, rather than repeating this with our second whole, since we know that there are 20 groups in one whole, we know in two groups there would be 40 wholes. In two wholes there would be 40 groups. So therefore, we can add our two wholes together. And so far we know we have 40 groups of 500ths in two wholes, but we still have 1/10 left over that we need to divide into groups of 500ths. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's one group, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our second group. Therefore, we know through physical modeling using the 100 grids that 2 1/10 divided by 500ths is, we have 40 groups plus 2 more groups. So we know our total is 42 groups of 500ths. So that concludes my video clip for knowing how to divide decimals using physical modeling, illustration, and a number sentence. Thank you.